Hi, my name is Jessie. Welcome to Spare Time at Home. Today's class is Pilatoga, a blend of Pilates and yoga. So grab a mat and let's get started. All right, let's grab our mat, and today we're gonna grab a rolled up towel. If you have a Pilates ball at home, that's fine too, but I know we might not. So a rolled up towel is just for behind your back. I'm gonna set mine off to the side and take your feet down to the short edge of your mat, and let's allow ourselves to carefully roll all the way down. As you come down, you can let your arms relax by your sides. If it's comfortable, let your legs go long and just take a few nice deep breaths in and out. Inhale in through the nose, and then sigh out that breath through your mouth. As you inhale, think of breathing wide into your ribs. And as you exhale, just think about letting everything sink into the floor. So we're doing a little blend of Pilates and yoga. So you can breathe in that Pilates breath, in through the nose and out through the mouth, pursing your lips like you're breathing out through a straw. Or you can breathe in and out through the nose like we do more in yoga. One more inhale in stillness. And then as you exhale, allow your shoulders to relax. Let's bend our knees, bring our feet flat to the floor. Take a triangle with your thumbs and first fingers and lay the heel of each hand right on your hip bones. Let's start to rock and roll the pelvis back and forth till we find that neutral spine, a natural arch under your back, heavy sacrum and heavy back of the ribs. Let your arms come by your side. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, peel the spine up off the floor. Take an inhale as you reach your knees from your forehead. And then as you exhale, guide your back down vertebra by vertebra. So we're just warming up our spine. As you exhale, feel that navel center pulling in, power into the feet. Take an inhale at the top. And then exhale, roll your way down vertebra by vertebra. Let your arms be as wide as you'd like. Wider arms gives you more support. Take that inhale at the top. And then exhale, guide your back down piece by piece. Let's do 2 more times. Take that inhale. Exhale, roll sequentially through your low back, middle, and then onto your shoulders. Inhale, and then exhale, roll it down. Now you may be noticing there are spots along your spine as you do this that round a little better than other spots, and that's totally fine. Take 1 more inhale, and then exhale, roll your way down. Excellent. Let's take our arms either out to the side or make them into goalposts as we widen the feet. Let the knees just drop together. Now we'll let the knees sway side to side, windshield wipers, feeling your shoulder blades relax. Now you're welcome to turn your gaze away from your knees or just keep your head nice and still. Let's do that 1 more time on each side. And then come back to center. Bring your feet about hip distance. Let's let our arms come by our side and soften those shoulders. And we're going to begin our work with our abdominal prep. We'll nod the chin on the inhale and then exhale, curl up. Look just above your knees. Take an inhale and then exhale to come down. Inhale, gently nod your chin, and then exhale, slide up, reach your fingers towards your ankles and come down. Inhale, lengthen your neck. Exhale, curling up, ribs over the abdominals and down. 2 more times. Nod your chin. Exhale, curl up, reach your fingers and come down. Now next time we're gonna get stuck. Nod the chin, hold up here. Now soften your shoulders. You can stay exactly here, or when you're ready, tabletop the legs. Bring your knees to 90 degrees and single leg stretch. Now arm choices. You can take your hands right above your hips. You can reach your arms. If you're cushioning your head, keep your fingers wide. Keep them behind your head. Or you could take one hand in by the knee, other out by the ankle. Exhale, press. Good. Now, if at any time your neck starts to get tired, bring it down and work from here. We have 4. We have 3, last 2, and last time. Now come back to center, soften your shoulders, line your knees up right over your hips, take a reset. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale, see if you can curl up a little higher. Take your fingers wide and start to twist. As you're twisting, rotate with your torso. Think of your shoulder leading, your elbow following. Use your breath. Exhale, power each leg away, press. Good, 4 more times each side. 4. Last 3. Low back is gently imprinted. Last 2. And one more time. And then come back to center again. Reclaim the legs. Curl yourself up. Zip your inner thighs together. Inhale, you're reaching. And exhale, bending. You'll stop your knees out over your hips so your sacrum is heavy. Think about finding that length with your arms and legs. Now, of course, the upper body can come down as before. Otherwise, if you're up, stay up. You're almost finished. You have 4. Inhale, reach. Exhale, circle. Last 2. And last time. And then hug your knees in, rock yourself up. As you rock yourself up, you're going to grab your towel. Hopefully it's not too far. Go ahead and wedge that right at your sacrum, right at the base of your spine. Inhale, sit up tall, and then exhale, tilt the pelvis to the ribs. So you're really trying to round your low back. Release one arm and release the other, and then a little tilt to the pelvis. Pull that navel center in. Breathe your head back in line with the spine. So you have that orange between the chin and the chest for 4. Exhale, 3. Exhale, 2. And now hold there. Take an inhale. Exhale, rotate to one side. Inhale to the center, and then exhale, rotate to the other side. As you do this, try to keep your inner thighs zipped together, one solid leg. Keep breathing. Use your exhale. Remember, you can purse your lips like that Pilates breath, or you can breathe in and out through the nose. Push into your feet. That'll help you round your low back. Almost there. We have 4 more total. Exhale, rotate. Inhale to center, 3. Last 2. And last time. Now come back to center. Re-tilt, hold. If you want to reset, hold right here behind your hamstrings. Last 3. Exhale, 2. And now hold there. Now you can release your arms or stay holding on, and little curls up. As you curl, take that bottom of the rib cage up and over. Power into either your whole foot or your heels. And we have 8. Exhale, 7. It is okay to take a break. Here's 6. Last 5. Exhale, 4. Last 3. And just when you think you're done, you are not. We're going to hold. Take an inhale. Exhale, open those arms up. Soften your shoulders. Now maybe straighten out those legs. Feel the back of the calves and the back of the thighs into the floor. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, round yourself forward. Now maybe you grab your feet. Maybe your shins or your thighs. Take a rock and roll side to side. Take that nice deep inhale. And side out. Good. You can move your little towel out of the way. Take your fingertips facing forward. Take that inhale. Exhale to lift your hips into reverse plank. So as you're here, fingers are forward to keep your rotator cuff safe. You're firing up the entire back of the body. If you'd like to shorten the lever, work a little less hard, come here with me. Bend your knees and give yourself a little more support. Wherever you are, head is in line with the spine. Hold that orange between the chin and the chest. One more inhale. And then exhale to come down. And then round yourself forward. And maybe again, you can reach for your ankles, your shins, your thighs. Take one more inhale. And then exhale, let it go. Good. Let's roll ourselves up and come onto all fours. So as we're on all fours, hands under shoulders spread out nice and wide, knees under hips. Take an inhale, reach your chest. And exhale, round your back, tuck your chin. As you inhale, open through your heart. And as you exhale, round. Let's do that a few more times through those 2 extremes, getting a nice stretch for that low back. One more time. And then once you've found that one more time each place, find the midpoint. So you're in that nice neutral spine. Your hands under shoulders, knees under hips, abdominals are engaged. Take an inhale. Exhale, extend one arm opposite leg. And inhale down. Extend your other opposite arm and leg and come down. Now, if you're taking care of your shoulders, turn your thumbs up, palms in. Feel your shoulders slide down away from your ears as you let your gaze go past your fingers. And find your own pace. Never feel rushed. Never feel held back. Exhale, reach. Inhale to come down. Good. Now the next time you find that initial side, let's hold it there. Now as you're holding there, little lifts. Again, keep that core tight. Pelvic stability is so important. You have 4, 3, 2, and now hold there. You can bend that knee in half. Take your hand to the small of the back, or maybe reach back to or towards your ankle. It's an option to take or to leave. Spread your fingers wide and reach your heart. One more inhale. And one more exhale. Release whatever you're holding, if anything, and bring it down. Let's switch to the other side, and you can start to lift. Again, plug that arm bone back, slide your shoulder into your shoulder socket, gaze ahead of your fingers for 3, exhale 2, and now hold there. Bend your knee in half, maybe take your hand to the small of the back, or maybe reach around to or towards your ankle. Push your other 5 fingers into the floor. Take that beautiful inhale, open through your heart. Exhale, tighten through your abdominals. One more nice inhale. And exhale, releasing whatever you're holding, bringing that hand down, your knee back down, and rounding into a very rounded child's pose. So really curl your spine, get to stretch it out. Take a full inhale and let it go. And then as you inhale, you're gonna snake the chest forward like cat and cow. Exhale, curl. As you inhale, lay your forearms down, kiss your shoulder blades. Exhale, tuck your tailbone. And we'll do that a few times. Inhale to reach. And exhale to round. One more time. Keep your head as an afterthought, just coming along for the ride. And then we find that midpoint again. Take a look down at your fingers. Spread them out wide. Take that inside crease between index and middle fingers straight ahead. Back your knees back 2 or so inches. Tuck into the balls of the feet and come into your downward dog. If you let your head hang between the arms, looking back at your feet, you'll see they're straight ahead, about hip distance. Lift your tailbone and widen your hands. So you're really powering down with the first digit of each finger. Take a generous bend in one knee and then the other. Just feel that stretch of that calf and Achilles. Feel the shift of your hips going back and forth. And once you've done that, one more time on either side, let's find stillness. Feel your heels reaching downward. They don't have to touch the floor. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. Take one more inhale and let it go. And then inhale, come forward into your plank. Your plank could be on the balls of the feet, reaching length through the crown of the head, or you can set your knees down. Holding here, powering the floor away, hugging tricep to bone. As you inhale, broaden your chest. As you exhale, think of knitting and narrowing through the ribs. Inhale, breathe your head up in line with the spine, and then exhale, lock your navel center in and up. One more breath. And then set your knees down and come into an extension stretch. So similar to downward dog. And in fact, if you don't like downward dog, this is a great option for us. We take the arms nice and wide. Maybe the forehead reaches to the mat. Lift the tailbone and widen the sitting bones. Feel that nice long line down the body. One more inhale and one more exhale. And then on that next inhale, we get another plank. Let's bring those elbows down. Bring them right under the shoulders. If you're on your knees, stay here right with me. Otherwise, tuck your toes. Lift the back of the thighs. Now, if you're feeling very energized today, you can start to saw forward. Shift your weight forward and back. Keep the gaze right at your thumbnails. Spread your fingers wide and power into all 10 fingers. If you're sawing forward and backward, you're definitely on the balls of the feet. If you're on your knees, I do not want you sawing forward and back on your kneecaps. That's not a great idea. And let's go for 4. Last 3. Last 2. And one more time. Set your knees down. Come into that Sphinx pose. Should feel like a nice stretch of those abdominals. And then come on down. Let's separate our feet back to about hip distance. Come back into more of our Pilates work. Take the elbows to goalposts, pressing into the fronts of the feet. Take an inhale. As you exhale, extend. Bottom of the ribcage down. Inhale, reach the chest forward. And then exhale, come down. You can turn your head to the side. Inhale. Exhale, extend. Reach your heart forward. And then turn your head to the other side. Inhale. Exhale, extend. Squeeze the scapula together. And then come down last time. Inhale. Exhale, extend. Retract your shoulder blades, light hands, and come down. Next time we get stuck. So as you're up there next time, stay here. Hover your elbows off the floor. Fronts of the feet press down so firmly the knees are hovered. Take an inhale to stay. Exhale to pull the shoulders back. Next inhale, reach your arms and pull. So as you pull your elbows back, you're squeezing the scapula, really activating that mid-back. Keep the fronts of the hips down. Now, sometimes our feet fly up here. Really try to keep the fronts of the feet down. Use that to power the hip bones down. Fire up your gluteals, keep your back safe. Here's 3. Inhale forward, exhale 2. And then bring your arms by your side. Start to lift your arms 4, 3, 2. Now hold there. You can release your legs behind you, find that beautiful locust, and then take your hands under shoulders. Push back for a very rounded child's pose or shell stretch. Take that inhale and exhale, let it go, and we get to come right onto our side. Now on your side, you have a few options. You can stay up here with your shoulder right over your elbow, or you can come down. In either case, pull this side away from the floor. Let's lengthen out the legs. Bring the legs forward of your body for the first variation. Lift your top leg, and we're gonna kick, and stretch behind. Inhale forward, and exhale behind. Now you'll notice I have my hand in front. That gives me a little bit of stability. If you want more challenge, take your hand away. Up to you. Inhale forward twice, and exhale behind. Flex your foot as it comes forward, and then point your toe as it goes back. Last 2, feel that length in the front of the thigh, and last time. Good, now come back to center, and you'll lift and lower. Point and flex. So again, keep this lift of the side of the body away from the floor, keeping your hips stacked. Inhale and exhale. Don't worry about how high the leg is. Trying to keep the hips stacked is a nice priority to have. Last time. And then take that top leg, nice and long, reach it, and tiny little circles. Try to take that top leg longer than the bottom one for 4, 3, 2, and the other way, circles. So as you circle, there's always a little pause. 4, 3, 2, and then hold that top leg up. Bring your bottom leg to tap. This is where we might feel some rolling backwards with our hips. Really fire up the gluteals to keep everything stacked. For 4, 3, exhale 2, and then zip your inner thighs, bring them both down. Let's start to lift. Now as you're lifting, you can stay exactly as I am here, or if you're ready to move on, you can add that upper body. You can either reach your fingers towards your feet, or again, you could tense your fingers in front, and that gives you a little bit of a kickstand. So sometimes just enough that we can come off the floor. Let's go for 4, exhale 3, last 2, and last time coming down, we'll bend our knees, finishing on this side, lining our feet up with our sitting bones. Again, you can be down, or you can be up in that kickstand position, shoulders are relaxed. Let's start to rotate. Now you'll notice I have my hand on my hip. You can stay there. You can take your fist right behind your hip too. A lot of times we kind of roll back in this one. Trying to keep the hips stacked, we'll keep this more into the gluteals. And again, protect our back. Use your breath. Exhale, lift. Inhale, lower, keeping your feet together. Good, you have 4, and then we get to move to the other side, but we get a little transition first. Here's 2, and 1. So before we go the other side, let's turn right into our mat. So this is where you make a mental note of which side you've done, so you don't do the same side twice. Option to come onto the balls of the feet. And again, you can energize your elbows towards your rib cage. Now, you can stay in stillness, or you can start to add some movement this time, bending one knee and bending the other. Doesn't have to be a big movement. The more movement we add, the more stability we need through the core. Thinking about energizing your elbows back towards your ribs, keeping your gaze right about your thumbnails. For 4, for 3, last 2, and last time, find stillness. If you're on the balls of the feet, tighten through the quadriceps. Reach your heels in opposition to the chest. If you're on your knees, reach your chest in opposition to your knees. 1 more inhale, 1 more exhale. Set your knees down if they're not already, and come into that extension stretch. Your hips are nice and high. 1 more inhale, and 1 more exhale. Good, let's flip around to the other side. So hopefully you remembered. Let's come on down. Now again, you can be all the way down or halfway up. Legs pitch forward for that first variation only. Lift up from underneath. Lifting that top leg, we'll kick and point. Now the reason we have our legs forward for this first variation is so we can keep our hips stacked. So if you want to try it with the legs, even with the body, go ahead. These are options that I'm showing you, and you can always play around with your own. Let's kick forward twice and go back behind. Now, as you go back behind, really squeeze your seat to open through those hip flexors, especially my athletic folks, my tennis players, cyclists, runners. So important to release those hip flexors. Here's 3. Pressing back. Last 2. And one more time. Now, everything goes back in a line. Stack your hips, lift this side away, point and flex. So you want to keep this lift only as high as those hips can stay stacked. So you're working your abductors. So anyone that does any sports with lateral movement, tennis I've mentioned, but also soccer, volleyball, so important for those abductors to fire up. And even for you runners, so important to prevent injury. Here's 3. Last 2. And last time. Now take that top leg about as high as the hip, reach it long in these tiny circles. So like you're tracing a tennis ball, maybe even a golf ball. 4, 3, 2, and the other way. Good. That's it. Remember, you could be up halfway if you want. 4, 3, 2, and now hold there. Bring your bottom leg to tap. As you tap, zip those inner thighs. Squeeze your seat. So squeeze that crease at the base of your seat and hamstrings. You have 4, 3, 2, and then hold, and then bring everything down. So keeping your head in line with the spine, shoulders relaxed, we lift both legs. Now, if lifting both legs doesn't work, you can go back here. Exhale to lift, and remember that option of adding your upper body. Use your breath. Every time you exhale, you're bringing ribs towards hips. Try to super glue those inner thighs together. And if you're using that Pilates breath, remember you're exhaling through pursed lips. Good, use your exhale and inhale down. Here's 4. Exhale, 3. Last 2. And last time. Good, let's go to that clamshell. So bend your knees. Remember, you could be up here, shoulder right over elbow crease, and start to rotate. Taking that hand to your hip, or fist to the side of the sacrum, or forearm can go to the small of the back as well. Keep your feet together. Exhale to rotate. Now if you're up here with me, make sure you're lifting from underneath, working those obliques, keeping your shoulder nice and safe. Good. Here's 4. Last 3. Exhale, 2. And 1. Excellent. Let's roll right onto our mat, and we're back onto all fours. Back into that quadruped tabletop position. Abdominals are nice and tight. Spread your fingers. Gaze out ahead of you. Push into the balls of the feet. Now hover your knees maybe 1 or 2 inches off the floor, such that our shoulders and our hips are the same height. As you power the floor away, hug tricep to bone. Widen through your chest and breathe your head up in line with the spine. Start to feel not only those abdominals turning on, but that upper body turning on. Take 1 more inhale and 1 more exhale. Set your knees down, uncurl your toes, and round back into that beautiful shell stretch. Now let your arms come beside you, and we'll inhale, come up to high kneeling. So as you come up, slight back bend and round. Now as you come up to slight back bend, make sure again you're firing up your seat just like you did in that last set. That will help protect your back, help to open the front of your thighs. You can let your gaze go up at the tips of the top fingers. Inhale and exhale, last 2. Inhale to open and exhale to round. 1 more time. Inhale and exhale. Now take your right leg, step it forward into low lunge. So as you're in low lunge, your knees right up over your ankle. You can stay here with your hands to your hips, or you can bring them up, soften your shoulders. Now bend your elbows and get a slight extension. Just let that feel good. Maybe spread your fingers, thumb away from the first finger, open through the throat as you power into that front heel and tip your back hip forward. Take 1 nice inhale. Exhale, sigh it out. And then inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, bring your hands to heart as you start to rotate. Now you might want to bring your elbow to the outside of that front knee. If that doesn't work for you, stay up a little higher and make the twist from here. So wherever you are, take a nice inhale to lengthen. Exhale to power into that front heel, maybe even looking slightly behind you. 1 more breath and let it go. Now come back to center. Inhale the arms up. Now take your right hand to your hip and lateral flexion. So you're flexing towards your front knee, and this is a great psoas hip flexor stretch. Take 1 more inhale And then exhale back to center. Now straighten that front leg, pull your toes up, square off your hips, and take a hinge. Take a pause here. Now as you're here, you're opening through your chest, you're digging the heel in. Take that inhale, and then exhale, allow yourself to round. Now maybe your hands are gonna reach the floor. Maybe they come all the way down or stay up on the fingers. This is also where you can use a block or a book if you have at home, or rest right on your hamstring or your quad, whatever works for you. Now allow yourself to just kind of melt over the front of the thigh, and then reach your toes down and up. And then you'll pull your toes up towards you. Rotate your ankle one way and rotate your other way. Good. Pull your toes up and then take your inside of your thigh hand and you can wrap it to the outside of your foot, ankle, shin, thigh. It matters less how low we go and more that we're reaching across. So what this is an IT band stretch. So for my athletes that get tight through the IT band, so important. Let's allow those shoulders to relax and just melt yourself down over that straightest front leg. One more inhale and one more exhale. And then come back to center. Take another breath here. And then coming out of this carefully, we'll take both hands to the inside of the thigh, pull back and sweep around. Let's try the other leg. So go ahead, step forward again, shift your hips forward, releasing through the psoas. Open your arms up, soften your shoulders. Let's spread the fingers out. Take an inhale, and then as you exhale again, pull your elbows in. Get a beautiful extension of your hip, extension of your spine. Lifting your heart, letting your head come along for the ride. Good, now inhale, lift. Exhale, bring your hands to heart. We'll hinge and rotate. So I can't see you now, so I'm just going to assume you are doing this beautifully. Take one nice deep inhale and exhale, press into that front heel. One more inhale and one more exhale, and then come back up to center. Again, you can find that slight back bend, taking your left hand towards your hip, and again, you're getting that lateral flexion. So now you're stretching through your psoas right about here. Good, one more inhale and one more exhale, and then come back up. Now, as we did on that first side, straighten that front leg, square your hips, and start to hinge. Now take a pause. This might be some balance. You might bobble a little bit. That's okay. Now, as you're here, pull your toes back towards your shin, and then allow yourself to round. You can take your fingertips down on either side, or your hands down. Gently pull back with the front hip, forward with the back hip, and just melt over your straightest leg. Remember, your hands could be up on something or something next to you like a wall. And let's start to reach your toes down and up. And rotate your ankle. Sometimes your ankle will talk to you. Mine certainly does. And then pull your toes up. Taking the inside of your thigh hand, wrap it towards the outside of your foot, ankle, shin, or thigh. Draw the navel center in and blanket the thigh with the chest. Soften your shoulders. Remember, you don't have to grab your foot. As long as you're reaching across, keeping those square hips, getting that beautiful IT band stretch. Let's take one more inhale, one more exhale, come back to center, and then take both hands to the inside of that straightest leg, pull back, sweep around. You're back into a very rounded shell stretch. Curl through your spine, take a full inhale, and then sigh it out through mouth or nose. Let's sweep the legs around to the side, and we're going to finish where we started. Let's bring the feet out in front of us to the short edge of the mat. Hips towards your heels, and slowly, carefully, roll yourself down. Reach your arms all the way overhead. Reach your legs long and arch as much of your back off the floor as you're able to do right now. Take a nice inhale, and then as you exhale, let your arms come down by your sides. You can separate your feet from each other, or again, you can bend your knees. Close your eyes and just feel the breath move in and out through the body. Inhale, pulling in fresh air, fresh intention. And exhale, sighing away anything not serving us. Anything right now that we don't need. And as you keep your mind with your breath and just let your body relax, you can stay here for as long as you like. When you're ready to move on with your day, You can start to move your fingers and toes, and then bend your knees. Bring your feet flat to the floor. Roll onto your favorite side. Let your head rest into your arms. Let your knees pull into your chest. And then only as you're ready, with as little effort as possible, press yourself up into comfortable seated. So that could be here with me kneeling, cross-legged, whatever works for you. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Soften the shoulders and gently bow the head looking inward. Closing the eyes and focusing on that slow, perfect rhythm of breath. And as we keep our mind with our breath, we take this moment to remind ourselves that whatever happens this day or any other, the calm that we feel right now is within us always. May we always be able to find it. And we'll end our practice today with Namaste.